you just hate to see it. You hate to see it. And by that, I mean I love to see it.
All those moments will be lost in time.
Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about influencers finally getting some semblance of a consequence after their irresponsible, illegal, and ridiculous behavior. I don't know if it's my declining mental health, the fact that all of my good habits have disappeared, the fact that my will to live is like, I don't know if it's that or if it's just pure boredom that makes seeing influencers party the rage. I don't even have the words to encapsulate the severe level of rage I feel seeing people having massive house parties, not wearing masks and shit like that. Meanwhile, I haven't seen my mom in a year and I missed her 60th birthday and she had to spend it alone. Hate that. On a selfish level, as you can tell, but also on the level of like, hey, you know, public safety is a thing. One thing I want to say before we get into the video though, is that I get comments when I make these types of videos saying, oh, just ignore them, which I would love to, but this is a question of public safety. This isn't like petty makeup drama. And aside from that, I also get other comments saying, they deserve the Rona for what they're doing. And I'm not gonna comment on that, though I'm pretty sure you can guess what I think about that. But more than anything, it's like, if it were just about fucking Tana Mongoose or Bryce Hall, whoever the fuck that is, if it were just them getting it, I genuinely, you would not be hearing from me. But the thing is, they go and have these parties with hundreds of people. All of these people go their separate ways after and come into contact with other people. So while we might not care about Influencer X is gonna go to a steakhouse because apparently that's a really important thing to do during a pandemic. They're gonna go to the grocery store. So even if I don't like Influencer X, it's going to affect a lot of other people, potentially negatively and potentially infecting them. So as much as I would like to say, oh yeah, it doesn't matter, it has massive consequences that are like a domino effect. So it's impossible to just pretend like it's not important. And it's also important to not let them get away with this by being silent and by just being like, oh, that's quirky. Okay, no. Absolutely not. Before we get into this video, as you know, content like this is often demonetized, so I'd like to thank today's sponsor, Adam & Eve. Adam & Eve is America's favorite adult store. Not only does it come with discreet packaging, but they also donate 20% of their profit to help fight the spread of HIV around the world. They also have a 24/7 customer service and have 90-day no-hassle returns. If you go to adamandeve.com and use code GLARE, you'll get 50% off one item and free shipping in the US and Canada. Thank you, Adam & Eve, for sponsoring this video. LA mayor orders power shut off at TikTok influencer house. Do you see what I mean when I said you love to see it? Because I truly, in a way I love to see it, in another way it's also like, did we really arrive to the point during a global pandemic where influencers have to have their whole ass power shut off to stop having parties? Like, what kind of hell world are we in where people are dying, people are getting sick, and you're concerned with having your shitty party to the point where the law has to intervene and shut off your power? These are people with managers, okay? So it's not even just like their little pea brain that's like, let's have a party. They have other people in their lives that could easily have stopped them, whose job it is to kind of like make sure they have a good image and partying during a pandemic. Okay.
Well, just as I thought, trash.
Los Angeles mayor ordered the power cut at swanky, haven't heard that word in a long time, Hollywood Hills residents that police say held parties in violation of public health orders aimed at slowing the spread of the novel coronavirus and is the home of several TikTok stars, including Bryce Hall. I keep seeing the name Bryce Hall, but all the TikTokers look the same, so I have no idea, like, a face to put with that, but it's fine. It's like FaZe Clan, I don't know. There are too many of them to keep track of. The house on Appian Way was the site of at least 2 large gatherings in recent weeks, police said. The mayor, who had threatened to cut off the power and water to homes that defy rules about large gatherings during the COVID-19 pandemic, made the announcement Wednesday. His statement didn't include the address, whatever. With more than 2,000 Angelinos, is that what you call people from Los Angeles? I've never seen that. Anyway, and over 170,000 Americans lost to COVID-19, we need every resident to undertake critical safeguards to stop the spread of this virus. That includes not hosting or attending parties that put themselves, their neighbors, and many others at risk. Social media stars living together in upscale Los Angeles homes and documenting their lives on TikTok have become a trend, unfortunately, with this most recent group involving Hall calling themselves the Sway House. The group also held a party Friday night in Encino that drew police, a source said. Police had twice visited the Hollywood Hills residence, first on August 8th and then on August 14th, after complaints of noise, according to the mayor's statement. I truly cannot understand the lack of self-awareness. Like, let's put aside worrying about, humanity and other people getting sick. Let's put that aside because we know they don't give a shit. How do you feel comfortable in your own home throwing these massive parties knowing that your neighbors are tired of your shit? The mayor of your city is tired of your shit. And essentially everyone who surrounds you does not want you there. Like, how do you feel comfortable with that? That's a question I have. But then again, if you have no self-awareness and a quarter of a brain cell, maybe it's easier to ignore things. I just can't imagine. I just don't know how this is where we are in 2020. Honestly, had anyone told me what 2020 was gonna be like, that was going to be a very grim comment to make. Never mind. Hall, who has 12.9 million TikTok followers, released a video Wednesday showing him dancing along with another young man to the song Electric Love. We will restore utilities when the order is made to do so, Department of Water and Power spokesman Joe Romalo said. Rob Wilcox, a spokesman for City Attorney Mike Fewer, said the office has received a criminal investigation and is reviewing whether to charge the owner of the house. The thing is, charging the owner of the house, I mean, I don't know how fair that is considering it's not like they can control parties or not, unless it was, like rented for a night specifically for a party. But otherwise, if they rent it full time, I don't know how the owner of the house is expected to know what their plans are and intervene before they occur. I'd much rather the people, like the TikTokers, get some kind of consequence aside from power being removed. Officials said this week that the city is considering cutting power to at least 2 other houses for violating coronavirus-related rules against social gatherings, according to police and city officials. Gathering of any size of people from different households are prohibited under LA County's coronavirus health order. Los Angeles police officers issued citations for noisy gatherings at least 13 homes last weekend, warning the hosts they could have their utilities cut if they continue to hold parties. I don't understand what is so difficult to understand, and I'm going to be posting a mental health video later this week probably, which will address the struggles of this pandemic and being isolated, because that's a very real thing that we will talk about. As much as it sucks, and all of us who are staying home know it sucks, can you not just put your selfish ass nature aside for a couple of parties? Just for a couple of parties. I just don't understand, especially because if you're in a house, a lot of these houses have 10 people fucking living in them. It's not even like you're alone like a lot of people. You're already luckier than a lot of people that you're probably with a lot of your closest friends. Most of us are either just with our significant other, which is great, but it's also you're not seeing the variety of your friends. Some of us have their families stuck in other countries. I mean, you're lucky enough to be able to isolate with your friends because you live together. Why can you not just respect the orders for public health? The last thing I'm going to say about this is, I've said before that I like to believe that people can improve themselves and come back from certain mistakes. It depends on how grave the mistakes are. But I'm saying this now, any influencer who is out partying during this pandemic, they're done. For me, they're done. That's not something you come back from. If we're in a global health crisis and you can't stay home because you don't want to miss a party, for me, you're done, because A, you're an idiot, B, you're selfish, and C, clearly there's nothing up in here because points A and B. That's it for me. So Tana, all the others who were partying, they're all done for me. They're not coming back from that. You can make all the apology videos that you're allegedly supposed to release, but no one's seen them. No, it's done. You guys can let me know if you think people can come back from making shitty decisions like this over and over in the middle of a pandemic. Let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons as always. Let's get right into the fan art.